Hey peeps! So it's a beautiful spring day and the garden is starting to spring into action and really take shape. So I thought, you know what? It's a great opportunity to do a first spring update and show you guys what's changed and what's happening. So straight away you can see here a very beautiful and bushy looking fuchsia plant that I cut back, and you'll see it in my last winter update that it was just like really trimmed back and a load of sticks and just starting to get some regrowth on it, and now it is beautiful and bushy after overwintering and stronger than ever, and it's even given out, look, a lone single flower already. Oh, and there's a few buds tucked away throughout it, but hopefully soon that's going to be bursting with beautiful flowers again. So in my little pots here I have my sempervivans. I'm not sure which type this is. It's pretty though, it's gorgeous. And here I have some cuttings that overwintered, did well, so I just gave them a little more space and hopefully they fill this out in time. And I got some more sempervivums which are starting to pop out. It's cool, look at them, aren't they cute? This one is gorgeous. I really love the colours on that, and the little spider web ones. These purple tipped ones as well. There's another baby there. And these ones are cute. I'm not sure what these are, but look, they're in flower. Aren't those adorable? So if you guys know the names of any of these, feel free to share. I just know them as sedums and stone crops, and I don't really know the technical names to all of them, just what certain types are, but these I have no idea what they are. And another dish that I've started of these sempervivums, and they're also tiny, but they're popping out too, so hopefully that's a nice dish waiting to be filled out. That's an old citronella candle dish, so if you use those mosquito candles, that's a nice way to if you use the little bowls that are left rather than throwing them out. And yeah, here I've got a nasturtium seedling growing and some more sedums, and that's the pot of sedums that I took for the propagation video, which if I remember I'll link below. If not, it's in my playlist. You can find it by searching through there. But he's doing really well, starting to put on some nice growth, looking a bit bushier, and they've all rooted. And this is a darker green variety of this. I found this guy creeping up in one of my other pots and noticed I don't have a type like that, so I've given him his own pot to fill out. It's nice to have variety after all. And there's one of my recovered thyme bushes. Look, it's looking so much more fuller and bushier and greener, huh? A little bit of patience and yeah, you can have beautiful herbs from your leftover herbs. There's the rosemary, that's the other thyme, and the sage, which I've up-potted and it's doing great. My parsley. Over here is my mint, that's looking great, that's also from last year. And my other fuchsia bushes, which I decided to trim back because they were really getting leggy and a bit overgrown, so I've removed, because there used to be two plants, so I removed the other plant and left one in there and trimmed it back, and it's looking great. This one's looking a little bit more fuller and bushier, but yeah, again I did the same. I removed the other plant and I planted them up at the back of the garden, so hopefully those two will survive and I'll have fuchsias back there, but if not, I've still got these two ones and they look great. And then here I've put some more sedums, they seem to be happy. And my other pot, oh, this was the pot that I took the cuttings from that chalky green one from. It was in a purple one, but I wanted to give it some more space, so I just repotted it like that. But as you can see, here are the stumps from the other pot, the mother stumps. and it's starting to regrow already. It still looks a little bit messy, but yeah, you'll see it again when it regrows, and it shouldn't take too long. And these, believe it or not, I think 2-3 years. I'll have to check the date stamp on my video. Again, I'll try and remember to link it below when I originally got this, but these were just a pot of mini roses that I bought from my local supermarket for something like €3. And look at how much they've grown. It's incredible, and it's starting to give a few buds already, so I'll have some flowers in a few days. Now here are some forget-me-nots that grew from seeds that I planted last year. I planted them in a different pot and decided I wanted to give just one medium-sized pot to just forget-me-nots, because I think they're so pretty when they just grow together in a cluster. And this is just some leftover fennel scraps that I planted, so hopefully I can regrow some fennel there. If it works, I'll let you know, and I'll have to do a how-to on growing some food scraps, because I've been experimenting with that of late, and I've had some success. So once I see the results, and if I've done a good job, I'll be sure to do some tutorials on regrowing some vegetable scraps, because it's a whole lot of fun. So back over here, this is my potato sack. He's looking a little bit droopy because it's a bit warm, but I'll give him some water later on. But my gosh, those were from those little chits that I done on my how to start potato videos, and I think they should be ready around June, so we'll see. I'll of course keep you guys updated, because I'm really looking forward to seeing what this sack produces. From, I think I put six chits in there. I'm not sure if all survived, but yeah, we'll see. It's my first time doing them in sacks. It's actually my first time growing potatoes, so that's going to be an experience. So yeah, we'll see. Over here are my sweet potatoes, and they're looking okay. Not really doing much. They've just poked up and clearly rooted. And the same with these guys here. Those are also sweet potatoes. These are my bell peppers that I grew from seeds from my supermarket. Bell peppers, or paprikas, or sweet peppers, or whatever the hell you want to call them. We call them bell peppers. But yeah, they're small, they're doing their thing. Hopefully I get something from them this year. If not, it was fun. And some more sweet potatoes. So yeah, they're still doing their thing. Not really much exciting things going on there. So up here we've got my garlic. It's doing all right. And in between the garlic I've planted some radishes, which I've actually got some ready to harvest. So I'll do a little harvest video. My first spring harvest from growing vegetables in my garden for the first time in quite a few years now. So I'm excited to harvest them and taste them, and also excited to share the experience with you. So up here is my flower pot. This is where I had put the forget-me-not seeds, but I just pricked them out and transplanted them. I can't remember what these flowers are called, but they are gorgeous and they're so colourful. I bought them from the Lidl last year and planted them in there, and they came back, so that was cool. I can't see if I'm getting the top shot right, but I'll try and insert some pictures at the end of this video so you guys can see some stills. So over here we have my salad mix, some various lettuces and arugula. That's growing in well. That's the seeds that I started in my salad and radishes video. And this one's a little bit behind despite me planting them at the same time, but that's okay. Doesn't hurt to have a staggered crop. So everything grows at a different pace and you harvest it at a different pace, so it's all good. And these are the radishes that I'll be harvesting, which which I'll be doing in another video. And some lettuce greens again. Now in here, this rather empty pot with some random sticks in it, I've planted some sweet peas. They haven't popped up yet, but hopefully something happens there. And in here I've planted some carrots. And here are 2 spare cherry tomato plants, so maybe I give them away. And some more nasturtium. And a random pot of flower seeds that I just planted for fun. That's another one of my cherry tomato plants. And my upcycled fruit crate box with my radishes and some salads. And there's actually some radishes in here that are starting to poke up. You can see there. So I think maybe we've got some. They're about a month old now, so I think it's about time to harvest them anyway. But this one here seems to be mostly greens than anything. I'm going to give this one another week, and if nothing happens then I'm just going to compost it and start again. And yeah, this is my ginger sack, but so far nothing's popping its head up there. But I guess we'll watch this space and see what happens there. Some more nasturtium, my gorgeous bowl of succulents and sempervivums and sedums, or whatever the hell they are. And of course my agapanthus, lily of the Nile, that's one of my smaller pots. And my stone pot planter, which I planted up with some different sempervivums and sedums, to give a little bit more of a varied look. So I can't wait to see how that looks when it's all grown out. And my maidenhaired vine, looking very mad scientist. And my larger pot of agapanthus, which is looking absolutely stunning. Considering how it looked when I first got it, which was a hot mess, it looks so vibrant, beautiful and healthy now. So here's my fig tree. It's starting to put out some leaves and some fruits. Although it's all kind of a bit small at the moment. But there you go, there's one you can see clearly. And this is my chives. Putting out some beautiful flowers. I love how chives look. And now over here we've got my chili plants, and these were also grown from seed from supermarket chilies. They're still kind of small, but they're doing their thing. That's another cherry tomato plant, and some cucumber seeds that I've planted in there, and more carrots, so no action in those ones yet. Okay, so I'm in my vegetable patch now. This is my sole surviving loofah plants. And I know what you're saying, you had 10, you gave away 5, what happened to the other 4? Wind, dying, too leggy, stem snapping, yeah, general derpery. They died. So I've learnt some lessons, and hopefully next year I can not make the same mistakes and get more than just one plant from my loofah seeds. And hopefully this goes on to give me some fruits. I mean, it's already starting to put out some flowers there. So we'll see. Oh, there's a weed growing there. I have to come in here and weed. So we'll see what happens there. But so far so good. It looks okay. It looks happy. So there's some cucumbers that I've directly planted here, here, and that space did have a cantaloupe melon in, but I'm going to have to directly plant something out. Maybe I do some sugar babies when those seeds arrive, but we'll see what I feel like doing. Maybe I leave it vacant for the other plants to have some space, but we'll see. I'm sorry guys, I seem a little bit distracted, but I've spotted some little weeds and I'm just kind of pulling them out. So these are cool. These are some onion scraps that I've planted that have started to pop their head up, and I've just kind of scattered them around here. Some more over here. So these are all onions. Excuse the weeds, I'm really going to have to come out here later and do some fine work. So I think I counted about 16 or 17 onions, and they've all grown from the scraps I cut from the bottom of the onions I was using for dinner. So yeah, can't go wrong with that, free onions. And over here are my cantaloupe melon seeds. They seem to be doing happy, except for this guy. This guy looks a little bit bleh, so maybe he's going to die, and maybe I replace him with some sugar babies as well. But yeah, we'll see. I've got a place in between these two spikes here, so maybe I just net that up and just use that to grow one sugar baby watermelon plant, so I can grow it vertically. But yeah, we'll see. So this is the vegetable patch. This is probably the thing I'm most proud of, and any one of you that have seen my previous garden vlogs will know what an achievement this is, even though it's still a little bit patchy and ugly in places, but I don't care, it's still an improvement. It's not a uncontrollable weed field dumpster fire anymore, and I've actually got grass. And it's doing well, so hopefully with a little bit more time and patience, those patches will fill in. But yeah, we're just going to have a look at the plants growing in the back now. Now these are a load of seeds that I just threw down. That was the summer flower mix. And they're kind of growing in clusters, so that's cool. Now this is amazing. This is my lavender plant. Do you remember how bad that looked before I put it in here while it was still in its pot? Look at that, it is like a completely different plant. I think moving it into the garden was definitely a very wise move, because I think if I had just kept it in the pot it would have just continued to deteriorate. But it seems really happy here, so I'm happy that was a good decision. So my passion flower vines, they seem to be starting to put off some growth. At the moment it still doesn't look as pretty and it looks a little bit yellow in places, but it's putting off loads of these little, you can see here, these little new growths. So I think it is established and settled and done the whole shock transplant thing, and hopefully it continues to grow and cover these stumps. But yeah, it doesn't really look all that much different from when I done it back in the end of winter. So this one, although it's looking a little bit beaten up from my dogs, it's still hanging in there. Maybe I come and trim it back so the regrowth is a little bit more bushier and stronger. But yeah, it's a bit battered, you can see here from my dogs walking over it, but yeah, what are you going to do? Now here, it seems there were some nasturtium seeds in the flower mix that I sprinkled all over. So I'm going to have some nasturtiums here, and here, these twigs here are the other fuchsias that I took out of the pots from my back door. Now I'm starting to see some life here, so I think it's not dead. I'm starting to see some green here and here, so I think these have taken. They're just going a little bit slowly than the one in the pot, especially because maybe they're in a bit more shade, I don't know. But they're doing something, that's the main thing. So yeah, that's the back of the garden. And you know what, I know I said it would probably be in another video, but to hell with it. Let's go harvest some radishes. Yeah, this just seems like the perfect way to wrap up the first spring garden tour. Let's pull some radishes out. I mean, look at those. It looks gorgeous. Now the thing is with radishes is you don't want to leave them too long, and these have been in about 4 weeks now. And the longer you leave them, the more the flavour degrades. So best pull them up now and see what we get. Quite small. Look at that, that's so pretty. Just pop them in that bowl of water there. Let's get out this one here. Wow. So cool. So I didn't do anything special with these, I just planted the seeds, gave it water and sun. You don't really need to fertilise them, because if you give them too much nitrogen, then it will just put out a whole load of these leaves and no root. And you're growing it for the root. I mean, you can eat the leaves, they make a nice peppery salad, but yeah, this is the star of the show here. Now here's a good example, sorry. This is why you want to thin them out and not plant them too close together, because it seems these seeds here slipped under my radar, and you can see they've grown together, but they've formed two very small and misshapen radishes. I mean, you can still eat those, but yeah, we'll put them in there anyway. Makes a nice little sippy snack. Oh, look, that one's so cute. This one, yeah, that's another dud. So actually, you know what? We'll put the duds there so we can see. This one here, that's also quite a small one. Oh gosh, we got really, maybe I should plant less, we'll see. Oh, that's a diddy one. That one didn't even ball up at all, it just stayed a root. No, that one either. Neither did that one. Okay, so that's them all. Let's go over to here. I'm going to pick these ones up, wash them out, and show you what the results are. Okay, I gotta say that's kind of a disappointing yield, considering it's all from there and there. So I think I've gone wrong, and here are just all the leaves and the greens, which I think is the same case for over there. So yeah, not really that successful, but you know, it's still the first crop from my garden, and I'm pleased with them. So anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up there. Thanks for watching, peeps. As always, it's much appreciated. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.